Hello children. Children, today we will discuss about MS Excel. Now before we start MS Excel, we should know why we are using MS Excel. Children, first of all, MS Excel is a type of software which is basically used for calculation work. Take for example, if I ask you, write a letter, type it, create a document, or make an invitation card. So for all these type of work, which application software you are going to select from your computer? Very good. You will click on MS Office and from there you will select MS Word. So your concept here is very much clear that when you want to do any documentation type of work, you will use MS Word. Same way you also know when you want to draw something. Yes, so for that you will use MS Paint. And the most interesting part of MS Office is where children are very much fond of creating slides. That is when you want to make an presentation. Are you getting my point? When you want to create any presentation. So in that case, you will select MS PowerPoint. Similarly, children, for calculation work, here calculation work means, take for example, you have inserted students mark and students all the percentages you want to find out. You can do that using calculator. But MS Excel is such a wonderful feature that apart from figures, you can type text also. So let us move quickly to MS Excel. This is the window of MS Excel and the area where you work. See this, it is called as spreadsheet. Like in MS Word, the blank page where you type, what is that called? That is called as application area. Same way when you create your slides. So when you are making any presentation, what do you create? What do you make, or where you add all those features? Audio file, music file, objects, pictures, text on a slide. So that area where you work with is called as slide. Same way in MS Excel, the place where you work or type, write, do whatever you feel like is called as spreadsheet. See, it is just like a table, isn't it? When you draw a table, what do you see? First you draw columns and then you draw lines. So table is a collection of rows and columns. Then you will say, ma'am, where are the columns? See children, these, can you see A, B, C, D? Children, you select this B, C, D. What I am selecting? I am selecting columns. Got it? These are 3 columns. And like this, if you select, see here, this is my row 1. This is 2 rows I have selected. If I scroll down, drag my mouse, 3 rows. Like this, if I keep on dragging, I am selecting multiple rows. And this combination or collection of many rows and columns is called as a table. This is what spreadsheet is about. See, in a spreadsheet, we have columns and we have rows. Clear, children? Now, if I select here one cell, if I want, let me deselect it first. Yes. Now see what I have done. I have just brought my cursor to this cell and I have clicked on that. So what happened? Can you see some changes? It is looking different from other cells. This is called as active cell, the cell which you select. And the other cells, these are simply called as the cell. Cell is the, see, basic block. This is the basic structure. From many cells you will get, let me select, this is first cell, One cell I've selected. Now I have selected two cells. Furthermore, I have selected C4. What is this? Selection of many cells together is called as cell range. One more thing I would like to discuss with you, that is the address of the cell. When I told you I have selected this cell, so just by saying this cell, that cell, will it help us? Because this is a general purpose application software. Now, general purpose application software means, suppose I am using Excel. If you happen to be together in computer room, and there if I ask you all, children, please select D2 or C2. So what I am assuming D2 will be same for you all also. If I am asking to select D2, you will not say, no ma'am, I don't have D2. You have, because this is the general purpose application software. You go to your friend's house and open her MS Excel sheet, you will see the same window, same type of feature. It is same throughout for all the person in the world. Yes, versions, if they are getting advanced, then if you say no, hers is different because she's having another version of MS Office. Like we have to discuss 2007 and I am having 2013. So slight changes are there. And what are the minor changes? It is simply they are revising, making more convenient, adding extra features. Yes or no? This is the change what we get every time with the advancement of MS Office software. Now, one change what I felt is in 2007 window application, MS Office, if you open MS Excel, you will see here you have sheet tab. Sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. So by default, three sheets are provided to us. But here see, this is 2013 MS Excel. So see, in MS Excel 2013, by default we get only one sheet. Now if you click on the plus sign, you will get sheet 2, plus sign, sheet 3. Is it clear? This is one thing. The second thing is that you will say, ma'am, why so many sheets are needed? Children, you have not done much in MS Excel. In many offices, most of the offices you can say, for maintaining their records, to find out their profit, loss, anything, they basically opt for MS Excel. It is widely used in many offices. Is it clear? There is no you can say replacement of MS Excel in the offices. Now it is needed. Let us take one example. Sheet 1 I am using for your class. So this is for 7D. Now I am teaching in another class also. So in that case, if I use the same sheet, it will be a miss. So to make my work more convenient, easy and effective, I will use another sheet. And you can rename also. See, bring your mouse cursor to the bottom of the sheet, that is the sheet tab, and where sheet 1 is written, you right click there and select rename and write down this is for 7D. Same way here, right click and rename this is for 7B. This is, suppose here you want to do the changes, rename, and this is for 9E. Is it clear? This is why we have sheet tab, because you may need it for many different work. Take for example, you yourself, in the first sheet you want to maintain record of your friends, their name, their birth dates, all these things. In the second, you want to maintain a timetable. So for maintaining records, for calculation work, maybe if it is simple or complex, we use MS Excel. Basically the purpose is for calculation work. Now other things what we will discuss before starting how to create a formula is the name box. I have selected this cell. What is the address of this cell? You will get it on the name box or you see yourself. When you select any cell, that is the look at the active cell, and on the margin of that, that is margin of the rows and columns here, you will see it is different. E is looking different from other columns. Same way here row 2 is looking different from other column. That means this is the intersection of column and row. So this cell what I have selected here is E2. You want to check? Check it. See here on the name box, you can see E2. This bar, this entire strip, the last, can you see? Just below the group, these are the groups, just below the groups, this bar is very important. Here you have three things. First is the name box, second is your function box, and the third is formula bar. We will learn about function box after discussing formula. And in formula children, in this bar, whatever you type will be displayed on the formula bar. It is not correct to say that if you want to create any formula, you have to use formula bar. You can use it or write down the formula on the selected cell also. Let us learn first what is a formula. Before we do formula in a spreadsheet, I hope you all know what is a formula. In mathematics, in so many chapters, we come across some formulas, correct? You had this in chapter 1 also. Distributive property, associative property, for multiplication, for addition, etc. So, when you say a formula, what strikes your mind? What do you think or imagine in your mind? You imagine about some operators, that is you are adding something, subtracting, dividing, something like that, and some variables or numbers. So that is what a formula is. It constitutes of operand and operator. Operand means suppose you want to add 2 plus 2. So 2 and 2. Let me type 2 and 2. I want to add. So this 2 and 2, you want to add using MS Excel, you have to start with equal to sign. A formula always begins with an equal to sign. Now what you want to add? You want to add A1. So yes or no, value of A1. You select this. Then click on select plus sign. Then select the second value and press enter. See the magic? You got the answer. This can be done in another way also. Let me show you. Suppose you want to add 13 and other number 34. The first way was bringing the mouse to the cell value where it is mentioned, because you want to add that value. Now here we will do the same thing without selecting the cell with the help of mouse or arrow keys. Remember to move around the cell, to select any cell or move to this cell, that cell. You can use your mouse, or it can also be done with the help of your arrow keys. You have it on the keyboard, arrow keys. Yes, and you will find it on the keypad of the laptops also, arrow keys. So from that also, see, you can easily move. So here what I want to add these two values. So first children, what we did, let me discuss. We were selecting that cell. Yes, here I have brought 2. I am not selecting because otherwise this cell value which I select, it will get entered here. I don't want to insert here. I want 13. So what is the address of 13? Check column A, row 4. So A4. Then write plus sign, and what is the second one? B4. B4. Press enter. This is one more thing what we have learned, that you can create formula by selecting the value after putting equal to sign. These are the operands what I am talking about. Check here. This A1 plus B1. This A1 and B1. These are the operands, And on these operands, what we are doing? We are adding. So plus sign is the operator. And formula begins with equal to sign. And this entire thing equal to A1 plus B1 is a formula. Now children, in your book it is given that formulas are basically of two types, basic formula and compound formula. First thing, if you have done distributive property in integers, that is, we don't say compound formula. Formula means simply a formula. It can have many operators together. Like in distributive property, what is the property? Property is A into B plus C. Yes or no? Putting the brackets like this. Correct? Yes or no? So here you can see two operators we have, multiplication and addition. So just because it is given in the book, so we will also discuss it the same way, that formulas are basically of two types, basic formula or you can say simple formula. This means where the operator you are using is same throughout. And compound formula means where you have different types of operators. This is one example which I gave you just now of distributive property. Let us do some questions of simple formula. Let me take one more sheet. Another sheet I will take, B, 7th B. Now see, the cell size is so small. So to enlarge it, what should I do? Just move to the right hand side and bottom of the right side. You will see this. Can you see children here? Plus, this is your minus and plus. This is for zoom in and zoom out. I want to enlarge it. So I will click on enlarge. See, plus sign. Cells. Can you see? The size is getting increased. So here we will make a record of the students and their marks. We will calculate their total and percentage. Name and marks in English, marks in Hindi, marks in science. You can take maths also. Is it clear? That's all. Here we will write down total value. Total value. I will show you this in 2-3 ways. So total 1 I will write here. Here I will write down total 2, because one topic also by using the formula we will complete. This much we have done. Let us enter the marks. First is Arya, then A, then we have Bharti, then we have Chitra, D for Dolly, E is for Ira. These are some names. Fatima, then we have Goldie. Some of the children are, I remember my childhood school friends, and in our school, you know what used to be there? The number of students which are there in class 1 till class 12, the strength was same, the students were same, there was no shuffling. So 50, we had 73 students. Yes, 73 students, just imagine, and one teacher. How she has managed us. Okay, Goldie. Then let us take some more names. Harshita. Then that's all, because we are not here to write down the names and how we write. We are learning to create formula. So Arya got out of 50, 34. This one 35. This one 23, 22, 31, 43, 56, 46. No, delete it. Okay. Now come to the marks. We will write down for in the same way. Enter the marks. 34, 20. Randomly I am doing it. Okay. Now for science. I think 34, 43 are my favorite numbers. Okay, for maths 49, 48, all are good in maths. Maths is my favorite subject also. Okay, done. Now what is a target? I want to add marks of all the 4 subjects what Arya has obtained. So for this I need to add it. Now this you can do manually also. Take out your calculators, add the values, what answer you get, you can type it. But then what is the use of using MS Excel? This software, Mr. MS Excel, is a wonderful software. It is there to help you. You just need to guide Mr. MS Excel what you want. It will help you with that. So, Mr. MS Excel, we want to calculate the marks of 4 subjects of Arya. So Mr. Excel is expecting that write down the values. So this is 34. You can do one more thing. Type the value like this 34. Is it clear looking at that number? Or you bring your mouse pointer, select the cell. Next one, so add, you want to add this value with another one. So put a plus sign, then select the next one. Again put a plus sign, select the next one. Again put plus sign, select the next one and press equal to. See, you got the total. So Arya has scored total 140 out of 15, 50, 200. Is it clear, children? Now, this is one thing what we have discussed to do the totaling by using formula. So here the formula we have created according to our convenience. Now for this also, see here you have many ways to add. Second thing is you click here and then write on the value 35 plus, then you have 45 like that. Is it clear? Now did you notice one thing? Let me show you the formula again. Children, did you notice here, see the formula B2 plus C2 plus D2 plus E2. See, the row is second. So with the columns here are changing, but the row is same. Now one more thing we will notice. You please observe while I am writing the formula. This is 35 plus 45, okay, plus the next one science marks plus maths marks of Bharti. Children, please see here. When I have created the formula, can you see the name box, this cell address of each cell is with different color? And just check B3. Here it is with sky blue color and the wall of the B3 is also with the same color outline. Same way, see the C 45 and here see C pink color. Both the colors are matching. This is one way to check also that here it is 45. Did you want 45 only, science Hindi marks only? Yes, this is correct. Is it clear? That is why when you create any formula using simple operations like addition of so many values or anything, you will find out while creating. Children, this is only during creating you will see that the cell address of each cell is with different color. Once you press it and now you click, see, you will not get it. This is something very interesting. Yes or no? Now the other way, now for two children we have added the marks, but every time after learning formula you will say, ma'am, it is so hectic because this is only 8 students or 7 students what we have mentioned here, but in a class there are more than 40 students, more than 30 students. Yes, so it becomes difficult. So you will say, oh ma'am, so for 40 students I have to write down equal to this plus this plus this. Hush, very hectic, ma'am. Okay, Mr. Excel has understood. Children are finding it tedious. So one more thing we can do. You can copy the formula. I'll show you how. Where is the formula? Here, check. When you see, children, under total 1, when I select this cell 140, immediately on the formula bar, you will see the formula. Now what you have to do? This cursor, can you see this white fat cursor? Bring it towards this wall, near to the wall of the cell. Oh, see, plus fat plus thin. Here, this thin. And click and pull it down. Release the mouse. Got it? What happened? Yes, the formula got copied. Check. This is what? F, column total of which one? Fifth, F5. Yes, see, the cell which you select, you will get it, the address of the cell here, name box, correct? And this is the formula. Formula is B5, C5, D5 and E5. Is it correct? Let us check. Yes, we wanted B5, C5, D5 and E5. So here what is happening? Now we will observe the formula. Look at the formula bar carefully when I will select the cell. This is B2 plus C2 plus D2 plus E2. Now check. What do you see? You see B3 plus C3 plus E3. Now what do you see? B3 plus C3 plus E3. Now for this see B4 plus C4 plus D4 plus E4. So what is happening, children? Here the formula you will see is same, only the number of rows from first row to second row, it is getting changed on its own. See here B2, here see B3, here B4, B5. Got it? That means this is called as referencing. When you copy the formula, it is called as referencing. You are giving a refer of this formula on this cell, selecting it, using it. But here when you are using, it is showing me the correct answer, and I wanted to select only these rows, only B3 here, even though we have taken B2, C2. But for this, I wanted B3, C3. So this type of referencing, children, copying of the formula where the values of the respective cells get changed accordingly is called as relative cell referencing. Wait, I will explain you when with the absolute referencing. The same formula I will use it, okay? See, equal to, I want to add this marks plus this plus this plus the next. But here there will be some minor changes. I will add dollar B, $2. Same way $C, $2. Here also $D and $2. Here also $E and $2. Then end and enter. Marks the same. Let me again copy. You know how to copy? Bring the cursor near to the wall of the cell. Click and pull it down. Oh my god, children, see what happened. Marks are same. How come the marks are same? Marks shouldn't be same because they are getting different marks. Definitely the totaling it can be coincident for one or two child, but for all the students marks are same. This is not possible. So where is the problem? What happened? Let us check the formula. This is correct? Yes. This is B2 only, C2, D2, E2, F2 correct. Now select this. Oh, see children, this is the third row, but it is showing me second row. See here, this is my fourth row. Here also it is showing me second row. That means the formula which I have copied from the first cell and copied it to the rest of the cell, the formula is same. It is getting copied, but it is not changing with the change in the cell address. Are you getting my point? Here it was for second row. I have copied, but here it is getting automatically changed with the respective row. Yes or no? So this was relative referencing, where you copy the formula, but according to the row and column, the values will be selected on its own. It will get changed. But here you see the formula what I have copied is locked. It is not changing. It is very much rigid that this is purposely only for B2. This is called as absolute referencing, where you copy the formula but it will not change. And how did we locked it? This is called as locking. The rows and columns we have locked. That is why it is not able to move to the third or fourth row to copy the values. And how did we locked it? By putting a dollar sign in front of row and column both. See my column, B column. So I have logged by using $B. Check it. See here. $B, $2. That means dollar is used to lock, and with whichever thing you use, either if you use with row or column, that will get logged. $2 means 2 is getting logged. So we can be more lenient by, I will tell you what to do. Now see here, I'll show you. Equal to, if I write down, this is for what? This one, B, okay, B2. So if I write B and $2 plus C and $2 plus D $2 plus E $2. Press enter. Something went wrong. Okay, 2 I have not written. 2 and press enter. See, marks are same. Here also it was 180. I will copy it. Yes. See here. Here I have logged both row and column. Here see the change. I have logged, see, B. In front of B there is no dollar. That means I have not logged column. Only $2. That is row I have logged. Now let me copy this. What will happen? Yes. See, the columns are free. Now the same formula, children, if I change, if I remove dollar from 2 and I lock your E, then here also I will unlock your row and I will lock column. Here also I will lock column and unlock your row. See here also. Now if I press enter, children, done, press enter. See, and let me copy it again. See, this was the relative cell referencing where for each it is getting changed. And see, this is where you can see, even though the answers are same here, but I have logged column and unlocked row. That means when you log any one thing, row or column, that is called as mixed cell referencing. Is it clear? This was function. This is simple formula.